watching another Celtics meltdown. Is that what we're going to call it here? Or is it a Knicks comeback?
Yeah,
How are we phrasing
legitimate.
this? But the Knicks go up 0-2 on the number 2 Celtics. Wild ending. Joey, I can start with you. We were coming off of the pod. Celtics are up, 14? And Joey's like, are you watching?
I think this starts with you. I think you need to start this.
I need to start this as a true Celtics fan.
You need to give us the real
heat.
The real heat feeling right now.
Boston's in a lot of trouble right now. Boston has a lot of trouble. I mean, all right. Now that I had a second here to digest it, they're going into New York. New York hasn't been great in New York, so we'll see. But they keep getting up 20 and they keep blowing that lead. It just seems like they don't have a closer. Tatum, where are you, buddy? I know you had a nice dunk. Kind of shut me up when I said he can't get to the basket as we were watching the game together. And then he immediately goes there. But I feel it was more of a Mitchell couldn't do anything. And then we saw it in the final play. Tatum just can't get to the basket at will. I don't know if it's just on this team. I've watched these guys all year. He's been great. I don't know what's happening right now. They just keep choking away these leads. And it's wild. Like I said, that moment there, we get on the podcast, Joey's like, they're up 14. Even Chris joined us like a minute later. He's like, Titus, are you sweating this game? And I'm like, yeah, because here it comes. And then we're just like, hey, I guess we're going to.
I was like mocking you.
Like, yeah, you're mocking me. Like,
whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Here we go. Come on, man. And I'm like, yeah, here it comes. And then we end up doing a late pod and basically might end up doing a reaction pod to the Boston going down 0-2. It's crazy. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I would really want to go talk to my wife downstairs and see what she's thinking. But yeah.
I need my wife.
Bring her in. Bring her in.
No, she would yell crazy.
That'd probably be great.
Mm-hmm.
We could use it. So what's the? I mean, where are they missing? Like, what are they lacking? Right, Porzingis plays 14 minutes, 8 points. I thought he was supposed to be like the.
Well, he's apparently sick with some sort of a virus thing. Nobody knows.
All right,
so
useful.
That's another one. Yeah.
Al Horford's 4 points in 29 minutes.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Tatum 13, 5, and 19 from the field.
Tatum is the problem. I'm gonna look. This to me is squarely on their shoulders. We've been talking about all season. I was telling you guys, I felt they were going to repeat because I felt Tatum was going to be the guy to push them over the top. I just thought he was having that kind of season. I thought he had finally got over his moment. I think it's maybe time to start talking about playoff Tatum because last year during that run, he didn't look great. He didn't win any of the awards, and maybe it was just like this. And I think we were kind of giving him a pass last year, saying defense is really focused on him. He's being a playmaker. I remember the narrative. What's the narrative this year right now? You're going to take another step back three for nothing and air ball? Like you're going to try to drive on another guy that can't defend you and not get around him? What do you want to say, buddy? You're dropping the ball here.
The craziest thing with Tatum, there's been 7 playoff games for the Celtics. He's playing 6 of them. In 5 of those games, he shot under 50% from the field.
Oh,
the guy is. It's been tough.
It's been tough. He just doesn't have it right now, and I don't know what it is. It looks a little like he's in his head. It looks like he becomes maybe another James Harden type. I know I've been given that moniker to Luka.
Is it James Harden's are more like the yips? Like I feel
it
like
might be the yips.
Yeah.
I don't know what it just seems like he just can't get out of his head in a lot of situations. Just everything he's doing, like even some of the complaining to the refs, which again, everybody complains, so it's not like the end of the world, but there's times where he's looking for a call when like, look, they're letting you guys play, just absorb the contact and get around somebody. Like I was watching not to change the subject too much, but I was watching like ant highlights from the last night game, and you can just see even how physical he is, and can just get to the basket. Even Halliburton can just get around a guy, get to the basket, make a bucket when you need it. And we'll obviously talk about those 2 games. Right now, Tatum, he's not doing that, and he's just relying on a step back shot that's not there.
It's interesting hearing all the thoughts about this, and they're all very Boston centric, and feels like they've manifested their Achilles heel is the only way Boston loses is if they beat themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in this 6 minutes, we've discussed this not once. We've been like, well, actually, the Knicks are managing to exploit a weakness or do something. It's the Celtics being able to get out hot, do something, and then failing to assert themselves throughout the entire game.
And I think you have a fair point, but I'll ask you guys, because you guys are maybe like a little non-partial here, but does it seem like the Knicks are figuring something out at the end of these games, or is it just Boston kind of just not, delivering on, this promise of the first three quarters? Because they just get out to these fast leads. They look great. Brown was aggressive early. And then how do you keep getting up 20 on a team? And then in the last, 10 minutes of the game going, oh, all of a sudden we're going to let them back in. Like, that's crazy.
No, watching this game earlier, it was like, oh, they're up by 20.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the Celtics should be doing. No one's surprised. Nobody, like, when they lost game one, everyone's like, the Celtics will be fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry. They missed
threes.
100 threes. And then they went 10 of 40 tonight. It's not like they did that much better. They took the record back from that Minnesota, I feel like, had taken after last night's game. And reclaimed it for Boston for all these missed threes that they're having. So it's just like, I don't know. I can't tell what the Knicks are doing differently in the last 7 minutes. I kind of want to rewatch just the last 7 minutes.
I think
that's what the Celtics didn't really score. Mitchell Robinson was definitely the biggest difference maker of the game. He had a plus 19, 3 steals, 8 rebounds, 3 O-boards in 22 minutes. He was awesome. I think he's the player of the game, to be honest, in my opinion. So
maybe that's why they keep fouling him.
Right.
Try to out of here. Let's get him out of here. We can't beat him with Mitchell on the court.
But yeah, and the Celtics, they only have Horford as their big because Porzingis is again made of glass. Can only play 13 minutes. Cornette, I heard. Zach Lowe was on the Simmons podcast. He was like, Luke Cornette's good. Luke Cornette's fine, right?
He's fine.
We know Luke Cornette. I feel like from Chicago.
He misses a lot of layups. He misses a lot of open layups.
I mean, is this maybe this is eye-opening? So Jalen Brunson entered the fourth quarter at the 6:39 mark. Knicks were down 12, 72-84.
That's amazing.
And then they end up winning the game.
Then
I guess maybe
the 6th round to close.
Maybe the entire thing of this is it helps having the clutch player of the year on your team when you play in a lot of clutch games, or you're playing against an opponent who likes to go cold and put you in clutch games.
Yeah. Well, I think it's you brought up a great point here, Joey. I mean, if it gets close, I trust Brunson more than I trust Tatum or Brown right now, or anybody.
100%.
It's like, if it's close, I think those guys are going to get it, or Bridges or OG Anunoby. Like, those guys are going to hit the big shot. Right now, I don't think Tatum or Brown's going to hit a big shot. And I know Brown's kind of got the injured knee or something going on, so he's maybe not 100%. Otherwise, I don't know if they're losing these 2 games if he's 100% and he can just go to the basket at will, because he was their guy last year in the playoffs.
No, Jalen must look hurt. What sums up this game for me was Jason Tatum at the 2:17 mark misses a 11-foot turnaround fade, and then Jalen Brunson goes down the court, hits a 19-foot fade, and Jalen's basically telling Jason, "This is how it's done. This is how you hit a post fade. Even though I'm 6 feet tall and you're like 6'9", I do this better than you."
It just feels like Tatum is just settling, and like the Boston in general just settles for these sort of not even really contested threes, but they settle for, we'll just take our three, we'll trust our process, versus someone who's going, all right, right now, I get it, the three's there, we got to just get to the basket, we got to get a bucket, we got to stop.
It's very analytical oriented. It feels like how the Rockets were when they missed like 43s against the Warriors in 2016, right?
Like, eventually got to go in. It's like,
you just feel eventually regression to the mean, right? This game kind of we'll talk about the Wolves in a little bit. But like, I was thinking there would be hope for the Wolves, because I remember in Game 5 they didn't make their threes. Like, they'll make them maybe next round, and of course they didn't. So I'm like, all right, well maybe Game 2 they can't always be this bad. And you watch the Celtics still be this bad. It's like, okay, they could still be this. They're not guaranteed to go in, guys. Like,
you can go cold for a week.
Still a small sample size in the grand scheme of things, right?
Yeah.
Like,
In the grand scheme of things, this would be like a blip in the, a January blip on the radar for the Celtics, which happened. And, everybody's freaking out. It's like, no, they'll just hit the threes next week. But next week they're out of the playoffs and the series is over, buddy. So they got 2 games left here. Shocking.
What do you mean? At least 2. You'd hope.
Well, you can't only go and lose 2 games. The rest of the way, it's a 6-game series. You got to win 4 of them, man.
So let's 1 through 5 panic meter. 5 being over, full on panic attack. Where's your panic meter for the Celtics?
Oh man, I'm gonna say 3.5.
Ooh,
that's it.
That's it. I still think they're the better team. I think they're the better team. I like the Celtics meter at 3.5. I still think they're the better team. And like, if they come out and blow them out in game 3, it's going to, I think we're going to snap right back and go, okay, look, had 20 points lead. They choked them away. Yeah. But, I think, which one of you guys said it? Like, I still think Celtics in 7.
I said, yeah.
Yeah. Chris, you said, I thought it was you. I can see that, but I think now you're talking about, you have to go to a 7th game. And then in a 7th game, do you trust those guys over Brunson if the 7th game is close?
You think on your home court you would, but you just saw what happened here.
Yeah. So
I mean, you would think after the number of games that they've won on his shoulders already that.
Yeah, I mean, even going back to the Pistons series, which, like, Joey, I know you were like convinced like this team's trash. They're going to lose this series, and they just kept finding ways to win.
That's the thing is like you still don't look. I mean, we didn't watch the end of this game and be like, "Wow, the Knicks are so much better than the Celtics." It was just like, God, if they could get a basket here and then score a basket for the final 7.5 minutes of that game.
Yeah, it
was probably almost 8 minutes by the time.
Besides the Tatum dunk, right?
Oh,
yeah, besides the Tatum dunk,
right. But there was no shot that went in.
So one field goal and 2 free throws
in 7 minutes. Yeah, okay, I mean, so like,
what do you?
How do you say that that's like a Knicks thing? You know what I mean?
Panic meter 3.5 seems a little low.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say going into this game, before this game, my panic was still a 1. I would have been like, Celtics are fine.
Yeah.
After this, I'm a 4.
All right, yeah.
Now it's like, and I would maybe say 5, but like again, I would still say Celtics and 7.
Yeah,
but it's like you can figure out clutch, right? I feel like clutch is a little overrated because it's such a small sample size. Like, and but we're seeing a larger sample with Tatum. I don't know, man. Like,
starting to add.
That was bad.
Yeah, it was bad, man. It was real bad.
Just,
and I think with the way he goes, the team goes, and I think if he loses his confidence, the team loses his confidence, and they're not the same without that guy kind of leading the head of the snake here. You know what I mean? So,
should we go to the other panic meter?
You want to go to panic meters? All right, let's keep going. Panic meters. All right, so that's kind of